Hello, welcome to the fourth video in this video series about mindfulness. Today I'm going to outline 3 of the main misconceptions that I think people have around mindfulness and meditation and debunk them and give my reasoning why I think they're rubbish and you shouldn't listen to them, basically. The first one is, I can't meditate. How many people say that? I can't do it. I've tried, I can't do it. This is totally understandable from my point of view. But this isn't necessarily just a problem with mindfulness and meditation. This is a problem with people limiting themselves because they have limiting beliefs. If you go play golf for the first time, it's going to be very difficult and you're going to be very bad and it's going to not be that satisfying. And some people will say, I can't play golf. From that first session, they'll start to say, I can't play golf. Of course you can't play golf. You've tried it once. So, because golf is quite a fine skill to practice, mindfulness as well, it's quite a hard skill to develop and it takes time. Not too hard. You see the benefits fairly soon, but it's still a complex skill to learn. So, unless you've given it a real good shot, first of all, that doesn't qualify you to put yourself in a box to say you can't meditate or be mindful. Notice when you say limiting beliefs and get rid of them, because there's no value to having limiting beliefs. Stay open-minded. The key phrase is, what if? What if I could be mindful? What if I could meditate? And then the doors are open for you to walk through, rather than for some reason so many people close the doors on themselves. But my own personal opinion is because I think that means that people often don't want to engage in hard work and diligent practice towards anything, and perhaps by saying, I can't do it, it makes them feel a bit better because it's not something that they would be feeling guilty about, of the fact that they're not doing it, even though they know it would be good for them. That's a bit of a harsh criticism from me, but I've done it to myself, and I just think people shouldn't do it. So that's the first one, limiting beliefs. I can't do it, I can't be mindful. Second one is, I just sit down and think all the time. Or if I'm thinking I'm not doing it right, my thoughts keep racing so much, I can't meditate. Or I can't be mindful. Mindfulness is being aware of your internal and external environment as a holistic approach. So I'm just going to say this simply, is it's okay to be thinking. And if you've never practiced quieting your thoughts, when you first sit down, for the first weeks, months, even maybe a year or so, or even maybe a decade, and thoughts still arise for me, and it depends on my current life situation or if I'm stressed or whatever, thoughts still always arise. It's not something you necessarily solve very quickly. So the key is to be mindful of the thoughts that do arise. They arise, oh, that's a thought. Let it drift away, come back to your object of focus. And so if you've got racing thoughts, it's normal. It's going to take time for these thoughts to quieten, and it's going to take some practice. The third misconception that people have is that if they're not in a state of bliss and silence and mindlessness, that they're, again, not meditating, or they're failing, or they're not very good at it. First of all, really there's no such thing as being good or bad at it. It's just you practice mindfulness. It just is in the present moment. You are being mindful. You can be more or less mindful, but you aren't necessarily a good or a bad person because you're not comparing to anyone else. It's just your own personal journey. You may have room for improvement, or you may have improved. Think of it in that way. Because it's a skill, like I said. You just learn it. You learn the skill. These states of bliss and mindfulness, of mindlessness that people have, they're phenomena that occur after being in a monastery for a decade, or after practicing for many years, or you can access them through breathing exercises and stuff like that, but don't bank on that being your state of being straight away. It's Mindfulness is a journey which at the beginning is a little bit annoying because you are often caught up in thought and emotion. And then as you get distracted by thoughts, that time that you're distracted starts to decrease. And you start to spend more of your time with what you're trying to focus on. So it's a progressive journey. So don't attach to, if you're not in this state, I'm doing it wrong. It's a journey, it's a skill that you're trying to learn. Think of it like any sort of sport or any other skill that you need to learn. It takes time. So those were the 3 main misconceptions that I think people have. Hopefully that's addressed some things for some of you. I'll see you in the next video, which is, I'm just going to give a quick outline of, well, this video was what isn't mindfulness. Now I'm going to tell you what I think mindfulness is. See you in the next video.